Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for week 3 of season 3 of the Worcester Premier League. Hey folks, how's it going? Steven, Marty, Martinez here for another week of WPL darting action. And wow, what an awesome and dramatic week do we have lined up for you guys tonight. As always, hope that you're all doing well. Thank you very much for being here. Let's get right into, well, the surprise story of week 2. And that was this guy right here, Joe Ricard. What a stud, taking week 2, his very first WPL nightly victory. And what a fantastic way that he went about it. 3-1 versus Justin Burke, 3-1 versus Berto Santos, and a stunning 3-0 victory against the Dreamboat himself, Ron Sargent, who was having an absolutely fantastic night. Took out Tom Curtin in a stunning round 1 display. Shot about an 83 average game to sink Tom Curtin, but he was no match for Joe Ricard. Congratulations, Joe, but it's now his job to try and defend his victory, defend his points, and we'll see if he can go about that type of business tonight. The standings for week 3. So after week 2, Ron Sargent again goes to show that in all things darts, consistency is key. This guy is topping the standings chart after 2 weeks of play. No nightly victories, but he does have 2 finals appearances. Great record so far. We'll see if Ron can keep it going. One quick note before we get into the brackets for tonight. Unfortunately, Ron Sargent has fallen ill. He will not be participating in the bracket tonight. Ron, from all of us here at the WPL studio, we wish you well. We hope that you get better soon. And we hope that you are back next week, kicking everybody's butts, showing us those great darts. But in all seriousness, feel better soon, Ron. We miss you. We can't wait to see you next week. Joe Ricard, Tom Curtin, Berto Santos, Justin Burke, Mike Carignan. They are all chasing. Joe with the solid 7 points, Tom 5 points, Berto 2, Justin 2, and Mike 2. So we have quite a close battle there for the midfield. Nick Soldo, Mark Rudge, rounding out the bottom of the pack there. Nick is actually, with the first round bye, his opponent was originally going to be Ron Sargent, but with the first round bye, he has secured 2 points. So he is now in the middle of that race for points. So critical with fewer weeks remaining here. But Mark Rudge, important games ahead as he looks to try and lock in points. We'll see what Rudge can do, not only tonight, but in the coming weeks. So if we jump over to the bracket here we go. On the streaming board tonight, Tom Curtin, Berto Santos, Mark Rudge, Joe Ricard. We'll have that semifinal following shortly after those games are completed. Left side of the bracket, fortunately, we will not see these guys tonight. Justin Burke, Mike Carignan, Nick Soldo, Ron Sargent. Again, he's fallen ill. He's not here. Those guys we will not see. We'll see who eventually filters down to a finalist. But until then, we are going to be occupying ourselves with the right side of the bracket. All these beautiful human beings, wonderful shots, great guys. Be more than entertained with this lot tonight. Go over to the board cam here. Oh my goodness, it's the Emperor himself practicing his doubles. Looking fantastic while he's doing so. The man who's looking to rack up some more surprise victories, surprise points. Certainly wants to be the next upset for the Emperor. Berto Santos certainly no slouch when it comes to great darts. Struggling to find his rhythm here in the past couple of weeks, but we know that he's got it. More than capable of dragging out battles. His battle against Joe Ricard last week was legendary. We'll see if he can repeat that form tonight. So let me give these guys the go-ahead really quick. They'll be doing their final warm-ups, getting ready. I think they're just about ready for the bull, actually. Berto looks like he's firing up that arm of his to try and punch in. Unfortunately, does not find the center of the board there. So the Emperor, looking as menacing as ever as he tries to find the center, is actually outside as well. So this will go again until someone finds it again. PDC start, PDC bull. Tom lining up. He's inside there. Looks like he's found the green bit. So Berto has to try and jump into the pool as well with him. Berto can jump in, so the pool party's getting well underway here. Drinks around, barbecue's fired up. But Berto's going to be the one to the first to actually try and get his plate full of food. Unfortunately, can't find the plate. Tom Curtin looking to jump the line, and he does, in fact, jump the line. So Tom will be leading off here in our opening game of Week 3. Both guys wishing each other well. And ladies and gentlemen, again, if you are joining us for the first time, this is WPL Season 3, Week 3. And this man right here is the guy that you certainly want to lead off every night watching. Absolute fantastic darts player, leading things off with a big 1-3-1. Berto under immediate pressure, taking a deep breath, knows that that's going to be a tough act to follow, but doing well to get underway. 2 in there. Come on, Berto. Fires in the big 180 answer. We are off to an immediate start, ladies and gentlemen. Berto Santos here to play. Let's go. Seems like he might have rattled Tom a little bit there. Tom struggling to find those darts into the red segment. All over the board. Spray and pray there. Not something that we're used to seeing from the Emperor. And Berto, 3 darts into a 9. Are we going to see a 4th? Yes. A 5th? Yes. A 6th? No! Oh my goodness, what an awesome start here. Little bit of a smile on the Emperor's face there. Berto certainly would have wanted it. Fantastic start there from Berto. Awesome stuff. Berto has been kind of middling around in the center of the pack these past 2 weeks. Now that we have 2 weeks of play, really, to try and see where everyone's game really is. Taking a lot of time to hammer out the errors in his throw. Certainly wants to be throwing better. And this display, well, it really shows that Berto is taking things to heart. He's been hitting the practice board, and man, to get a jump on Tom Curtin this early in the game, it can snowball. It can build momentum, really settle you, put some solid ground beneath your feet, and Berto looking to take out this big 100. Unfortunately, that first start will not find the 20 segment. 95 remaining. Looks like just wide. So 26 scored. No out left. 84 remaining. Can't find the big 20 to try and leave himself double 12 or 64, but Tom Curtin still behind, so Berto will have more darts at it. Tom Curtin operating a little under the gun here. Really needs to try and find something significant to knock his score down. Berto knocking on the first leg of the game. Great third dart there, great last. For everybody actually just tuning in, one of the things I forgot to mention is we are actually not going to be playing best of 5 sets anymore. Berto lines up for this 73, finds the 19, so 54 remaining. I'll actually share more details after this leg here. 54 remaining, finds the big 14, 1 dart at tops. It goes well wide. Unfortunate there from Berto. Tom Curtin, opportunity to steal this leg with a 164. This would be a significant knife in the guts, in the back of Berto, if he can just find that first opening dart. The 164, one of the hardest takes in all of darts, will not go. His difficulty remains true and steady here. Tom just trying to knock it down. Unfortunately, not great third dart either. So still quite a ways out from the outer ring of the board there. Berto working with 39. 2 darts at double 16. 1 dart at double 8. Inside on all attempts there, so more opportunities, more lives here for Tom Curtin. Again, Berto struggling with his outs the past couple of weeks. Again, spending a significant amount of time figuring out his errors. Tom wants another one of those. Fortunately, won't go there. Just pushed up. Wanted to go for the champagne shot there. Double bull, double 16. Will not go this time. Does find another there to leave himself. 32. Solid 100. Solid darts from both guys. And Berto eyeing up double 4. And he busts, unfortunately, first go. So out of nowhere, Berto lightning out of the gate, and Tom trying to steal this one away here. Frustration there from Berto, but nerves here from the Emperor. And all well outside, almost brought it inside with that last dart, but Berto, you feel no more chances after that. Has to find it. Going down to double 2. And he does take it with that second dart there. So quick out of the gate, Berto Santos off to the races, but seemed to falter in that back stretch. Manages to just barely cross the line there. Here we go again, off to a flying start. So again, one of the major changes that we have made for week 3 is that we are going to be playing best of 3 sets. Each set still best of 5, but we tried something this season for the first 2 weeks. Wanted to see how a longer format would work for both the players, for the production, and after a round of review, we have determined that the original format, the shorter format, works better for everybody. So if you are surprised by the shorter games tonight, again, we are going back to the older way of doing things, how we did things last season. Provides more tense action, more tense games, less chances, which is exciting and more drama always means more fun for everybody, except for these guys. More drama just means more heart attacks for these guys, unfortunately, more stress, more gray hairs, you feel. But man, it certainly is good viewing. So Tom Curtin certainly finding his form here. Berto, 3-4-1. Looks like he's made a hardware change. Might be longer flights here. Solid 100 found. Not sure if those are even his darts from last week, so he might have made a full kit change, and it seems to be working out very well. Tom, great first dart there. Unfortunately, can't follow the line. Third one derails completely, so pretty close game. Down the scoring segment here. Berto slightly ahead, 2-4-1 after 3 visits. Certainly in range of leaving himself something to take out here. Berto again just hammering the triple 20 segment. Another solid 100 fired in. So Berto has come to play tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we always knew that this man had this game inside of him. We've just been unable to watch him bring it out. And Tom trying to bring the 180 out, and he does. Big 180 there. Both guys bombs away. Berto Santos, a little bit of a desperation 1-4-1. Certainly, if he can't take this out, he wants to leave himself at least a single dart out. 7's going to cause a lot of problems. Needs the big trip. Unfortunately, can't lower that dart. So 47 punched in, going to leave himself. 94 left. Tom, 99 remaining. We'll have to expend a dart here. The 19s. Finds 57, so 52 left. Sorry, 42 left. Eyeballing double 16. And again, wide again. Not something that we're used to seeing here from Tom Curtin. Normally his doubles are so reliable and dependable. Tom being that wide again, maybe it's lack of practice before the games. A little bit of nerve, shorter format. Thinking about something else, not sure. Berto, 76 remaining, wants triple 20. Leave himself double 8. That's the preferred way to go here. Taking a moment to probably think about math. Unfortunately, just wide. Millimeter miss there from Berto Santos. I believe he has 51 remaining, so he wants the big 11. I'm not sure if that was the right move. So a little bit of awkward darts here as Berto punches in his score. Certainly well within range. Tom, not really sure what he was doing either. You can see a little bit of confusion, a little bit of discussion from both guys. Might be debating the score there, but it seems that Berto punched in the right one. So Tom, more opportunities here at double 16. Both guys giving it a chuckle. And there it is, found from Tom Curtin. So we have a tied game, ladies and gentlemen. I really need to find a new thing to say other than ladies and gentlemen. I've been leaning on that a little bit too much. Again, when you have to wait so long in between seasons, you kind of get back into old habits here. And, well, you know, we're working on things. Both as production team and as a caster. 85 fired in there from Tom Curtin. Great darts. Great start. Berto has come out of the gate swinging both legs here and looks to continue to do so. That might be a big 140. Fine there, and it is. Berto playing some fantastic stuff. Just needs to figure out the second half of his legs, and he will be golden. Certainly golden at giving this man a solid run for his money. Tom Curtin struggling to find the big trips that he's aiming for. Darts, unfortunately, just missing. Left, right, center, up, down, every way around. Berto looking to just continue to score consistently. A little bit of a flyer, that second dart. Wants to settle, and unfortunately, way too much of an overcorrection there. Drifting into the trip one segment, so opportunity here for Tom Curtin to really jump ahead. The 140 from Berto helped push him out to a solid, comfortable lead, but Tom Curtin needs to find a triple. 2 ones found. The Emperor not looking comfortable in his new clothes. Unfortunate visit there from Tom. Berto looking like he wants to keep this tense drama going with that first start in the one segment. 41 will do. But this is something that we've seen from Tom Curtin, both at the WPL and at tournaments around, where he has taken a little while to wind up, get his motor running. But once he gets on his game, there's almost zero chance of stopping the man once he gets going, but opportunities for Berto to take advantage. Tom struggling off the rip. Solid 3, just barely missing that third dart in that big segment there. Rudge is about 10 feet away from me. I can see him. I'm looking at him right now, and he says, "Hi, Marty," in the chat. Rudge, hope you're doing well, baby. Can't wait to see you play tonight. Big 140 there from just give me the thumbs up. Big 140 there from Tom Curtin. Rudge is making me laugh, ladies and gentlemen. This is this is the type of stuff that we have to deal with as a production team at the WPL. Solid 100 follow there from Berto. So Berto first to an out, first down the line. You can see the door. Tom Curtin looking to chase. 191 needs at least another one of those. 171 will go downstairs. Not a comfortable 59. Looked like a little bit of a hitch there in the arm. 152 remaining. 132 preferable. Recommended route is the double bull, but looks like Berto will be going at triple 20. Finds the first one. Will not find the second. Not by much. Again, 100. We'll leave him 32, but he runs the risk of busting. Those large standard flights might drag the dart down, so risk not taken, but also reward not found. 89 punched in there from Berto Santos. 152 from Tom Curtin remaining. This would be a spectacular take. Will not go this time. Tom Curtin struggling to find the center of the board here. All over these 20s. Great third dart to salvage the visit, but Berto Santos with a huge opportunity to jump. Up in legs again. Lead the way. Berto lining up here. Fortunately, a little bit of a mess here from Berto Santos. Having to do some math, having to figure it out. But again, Tom Curtin sitting back at 76. That's very gettable for Tom Curtin. Berto knows that if he doesn't at least correct this well, and again, just well outside, maybe just too much time taken to pause, too much time thinking about it, leaves himself 16, but like I was saying, 76, very gettable for Tom Curtin here. 56 remaining, will go down to the 16s. One dart at tops, big dart. And he takes it, so a crushing take there from the Emperor. Again, the scoring has not been there for Tom Curtin, but the out's still clinical. Berto knows that that was an opportunity wasted. But set's not over yet. Again, first to 3 legs for the set. But with fewer sets, every set, every leg is that much more important. And Berto off to lead again. Looks like it drifted off into the 5 segment. Can't quite tell. It's right on the edge. The guys seem to be debating something, maybe some theory. I have the benefit of being able to see the entire room that these guys are in. You guys can only see the little box there. Might have been discussing something in the previous leg, but we are off and running again. Solid third dart there from Berto Santos, finding that 85. And Tom Curtin looking a little shaky, looking like he might not be as centered, as focused, as ready for the opening game. Again, more or less counting his lucky stars in these past couple of legs, but not a great display, a rather pedestrian start here from the Emperor, looking more like rank-and-file troops than the leader of men. And Berto just coming out with the big visits here. Solid 85 back-to-back visits there. Tom barely getting going here. Has only walked a couple of steps off the line. Wants to really pick it up. Might be a tough blocker there with that first dart. Again, it is the clattering of those darts. And can't quite find it. Goes over the fence, but not into the yard. For everybody tuning in, if you want to engage with the stream, drop a message in the chat. Love to see your guys' messages. Love to interact with you guys, and thank you very much for being here. It's always a pleasure to be able to cast for you guys every single Monday while the season is live. It's so fun to watch these guys week after week of them playing some spectacular darts, and Tom really falling out of favor with his kit. 3 darts again, no triples found. Solid 60 punched in, but that is not the caliber of play that we're used to seeing from Mr. Curtin. And Berto, big opportunity here to keep pushing this ball forward. Tough block there. Is going to stay on it. Finds a reliable 45. Will drop his average down into the high 60s. Opportunity here for Tom Curtin to try and catch up in the first dart. Will do wonders towards that goal. Looks like he doesn't find the third one even in 20 segments. So 85, finding a little bit more firepower in the arsenal, but still struggling to make it comfortable. Berto, tough second dart there, going well wide. 41 fired in. So these meandering visits here from Berto might come and haunt him. If Tom can fire in at least 100, that will be a significant punish and really put pressure on for Berto to try and steal this leg. Big 140 found there from Tom Curtin. So out of nowhere, the Emperor showing some aggression, displaying his teeth. And these slow visits here from Berto have come back to punish him. Great third dart, but Tom is the first to an out. 1-4-3, long-range shot. These are the types of shots that win sets and win nights. Will not go. Again, you can see the frustration on Tom's face. He wanted that so bad. 63 remaining. And he will find, looks like a single 13 there, so 93 scored. Berto with a 119, very gettable, very workable. 21 scored, so 98 remaining. Trip 20, double 19. Shaking his head because he knows that that's not preferable. Has to go for it. 78 remaining, won't go. Will leave himself 58, relying on mistakes from this man right here who has made very few. Will need to expend a dart at 10 or 18. Finds the 10. 2 darts at tops. In the first set of Week 3 is in the books of Tom Curtin. Berto Santos with a huge opportunity to jump and had multiple times throughout that set. Playing some great darts, certainly a much higher caliber than we have seen from Berto in these past 2 weeks. It's great to see that the game is there, but it comes down to the second half of the game, second half of legs. Berto just falling short. We'll see how he responds. The 45, not the best way to lead off a leg, but we have seen Tom get off to slower starts here. The question is the motor running for Tom now? Is he going to let Berto run off in these legs? And again, another slow start for the Emperor. Hope you're doing well, Aaron. Thanks for tuning in. It's a pleasure playing against you guys last Friday. It's always a lot of fun. Tee-Up Tap Room, luck of the draw. Another 45 there from Berto. So the comfort that Berto had originally found with those darts, and again, I'm pretty sure those aren't his darts. It's a new kit that he's either displaying for us or maybe a backup set of darts if he doesn't have his full set. But they are flying quite well for him. Tom just barely finding that trip 20 with that third. So looking for a little bit more comfort here from Berto. Maybe don't think about it as much. Just push and release. Keep those steady, keep those straight, and keep those 60s a-rolling. Tom Curtin, 380 after 2 visits to the board. Berto just barely ahead. 351 after 3. Tom, another drop dart there, blocking that segment. Does find the arced shot, and he finds 2 arcing darts into that triple 20 bed to find the big 140, leaving himself 240. So Tom getting going here, pushing back on Berto's early aggression, and Berto struggling to try and keep up. But the 66 will be okay, but nothing really better than okay, unfortunately. And again, Tom has leapfrogged him. The scoring department, 240. Working his way down, 180 left now. Finds 2, 120 remaining. And the big 180 right when he needed it. You can see the grimace on his face. He wanted it badly, and he got it. Tom Curtin, 60 left. Berto marooned on 285 Island, unfortunately. Things just aren't going Berto's way. Barely able to catch that 20. Tom Curtin, after 4 visits, 60 left. Pure focus on his face. Can he elevate the dart? Just low. Down to double 10. And he takes it with that third dart. Great pip. Again, sometimes when you fire in that dart just low of the double, so hard to mentally adjust and even physically adjust, but masterclass in finishing. Tom Curtin showing us the way here, folks. Off to another start here. Again, the starting has not been great. Of course, as I say that, he's probably going to find a 140. Only finds the 100, but Berto under immediate pressure here. Again, if you're just tuning in live, we have made a format change. We've gone back to the shorter format that we had from Season 2. So if Berto loses this set, his night is done. But he has nothing to shake his head about right now. He came out swinging in the opening set. Great chances to try and find it. But this man right here is trying to bury that hope. Bury the dreams. Extinguish the fire. For this man feels no emotion. Fears no man. He's the emperor, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Curtin, more angry with his own kit right there. Not able to really find success the opening stages of rounds here, but certainly able to get the job done so far. Berto doing well to find that third dart, sinking the third one in for a 100 visit. Both guys electing to restart the game, 360 apiece. Who needs 501? We can just start with 360. Tom, great second dart there, wants another one. Not able to find the big 140, but the 100 to leave 260 will do nicely. Big visit after Berto here will set himself up for something nice. Berto, unfortunately, not able to find consistency here with his throw. Might be thinking about it a little too much. And Tom lining up here, 260. Going 2 legs up in this set will be brutal for Berto to try and come back from. He knows that he needs to get it done here, and 2 errant darts. Just not. Tom very unhappy about his stance or something in the room. Might just be general frustration. Aaron Perrin's in the chat. Aaron, it was an absolute blast playing with you on Friday. We made it on the wall, baby. Let's go. Of course, again, big shout out to Tee Up Taproom and their Friday night luck of the draw. It's always a spectacular time, always a lot of fun. Tom looking to try and enjoy his darts here a little bit more. Wants big scores. Again, big scores elevate the fun. But if you haven't made it down to the Friday night luck of the draw on Tee Up Taproom in Worcester, you are missing out. It's always a blast. More than enough people there. I think there was about 35, 40 people last Friday, not sure. So Tom Curtin, 150 remaining. Not playing spectacular, but it's enough to get down to a reasonable out after a reasonable amount of rounds here. Berto stuck at 214, but can jump in front. At least leave himself something workable. With a ton plus here. Needs to find it. Has to drop that dart. Finds the drop. Finds two in there. So great adjustment there from Berto Santos. 140. Will leave him 74. So pressure on the Emperor. Let's see how he manages. One more to leave bullseye. Bullseye! Oh, just high, just wide. I don't even think that's in the single bull. 58 scored, so a great leave, but opportunity for Berto. 9 scored, 65 remaining, so important decisions here. 15 bull is the recommended way. Electing to go for the bullseye, it seems. For single bull. Finds the single bull, Berto. One dart. Double 20. Just can't quite find it. That was a noble effort there, ladies and gentlemen. Berto so close. Such hard work done to find that second dart in the single bull, but this man looking to clean up. Double 16 has been a little bit of a foe tonight. And again, the struggles continue for Tom Curtin on double 16, not able to find his way out. Berto, chance to take a leg. He needs it. Oh, adjustment needed down to double 10. Breath taken. And double not found. The outer ring of the board continues to be a struggle for Berto Santos. For both guys tonight, really. Tom Curtin is struggling just as much. Tom looking to take double 16. He does. 25 dart leg there. Not the caliber of that we're used to seeing, but sometimes, again, you just have to play well enough to clean up, get the job done, and Berto has been pushed to the brink. Shake of the head. Refocus here. No more mistakes allowed for Berto Santos. Does very well to salvage the visit there with that third dart. 70 scored. Tom Curtin. Again, this visit is not on his throw, so he does not need to worry about taking it right here, right now. Just has to hold throw either next set or the one after that if it goes all the way. Solid 100 will do quite nicely for Mr. Curtin. But again, it's under onus of Berto here to try and defend his throw. Doesn't want to lose it by getting broken here. And a great 100 follow. Tom, so cool, so calm, so collected right now. After a slow start, he has really regained his focus. Just low there on that second one. So close. And finds it with the third. Great adjustment there. So both guys racing down the board here in a hurry. Berto working with 3-3-1. First dart is going to cause a lot of pain. Second dart just wide. Third dart again coming in clutch there for Berto. Solid 76 visit, but again, it could have been a big 1-2-1 if that dart had just flown a millimeter to the right. First one dropping into that single 5. Finds a dead center second. 2 dead center darts there, so huge visit there from Tom Curtin. Solid 1-2-5 found. Berto, pressure, nerves. How well can he keep it steady? Just low, needs to find a triple. Can't find it, both darts just underneath. Opportunities again for Tom to deliver himself down to a workable, reasonable out. First dart, great guide. Will want to stay there. Finds the 95, so that'll do just nicely. Will leave himself 98. Berto, marooned again. 210. Needs a ton plus to at least put pressure on Tom in the 1. Not doing the job that he wants. Only finding 41. Disappointment on the face of Berto. He knows that those chances are not going to come along very often again. 169 remaining. Unfortunate. 57 needed here. Can't find the 57. Finds an adjustment. So again, Tom just trying to slowly work his way down with corrections, leaving himself 60. Berto, no out from 169. Able to find a solid third there with 87 fired in. But you have to feel that it might be done and dusted. 60 remaining here for Tom Curtin. 2 darts at double 20. And it's over, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Curtin has taken the opening game of week 3, 2-0. And again, shortened format. These games matter so much more. Berto playing very well in the opening set there, really giving Tom a run for his money, but the Emperor takes no prisoners, and we have our first player of the night moving on to the semifinals. Go back to the bracket here, and a score update for everybody. So the other board, Justin Burke is currently 1 up on Mike Carignan, and we just saw Tom Curtin take out Berto Santos 2-0. So with that, we are going to go on a quick commercial break. We'll see you guys very, very soon.
Since 2014, U.S. Sports and Apparel has been helping teams, companies, and organizations look their best. From embroidered polos to customized uniforms and fan gear, they have the expertise and the people to do it all. Their catalog includes spiritwear, athletic equipment, and promotional items. From mugs and golf balls to jackets and hoodies, everything is branded to your specifications. For gear that works as hard as you do, trust in U.S. Sports and Apparel to get the job done right. Looking for your next night out in Worcester? Tee Up Tap Room is the place to be. With 5 golf simulator bays, more than 20 dartboards, a full bar and kitchen, and leagues for both golf and darts running year-round, Tee Up is the go-to spot for competition and community. Swing by Tee Up Tap Room at 70 James Street in Worcester and see why it's the city's home for golf, darts, and good times. Balboni Darts is the name in darts for Central Massachusetts and beyond. From dart sets and boards to accessories and apparel, they're the one-stop shop for any player looking to stock up or upgrade. Whether you're stepping up to the line for the first time or competing for trophies and checks, Balboni Darts is the store that the champion selects. Looking for a way to support the Worcester Premier League directly? Check out our coffee page. Every dollar donated goes right back into the league, helping us cover operations and build a bigger prize pool for the players. Your support makes it possible for us to keep the WPL growing season after season. Once again, your donation helps us keep the competition thriving and the darts flying. Visit our page at coffee.com/WPLdarts to make a contribution today. Looking for your next night out in Worcester? Tee Up Tap Room is the place to be. With 5 golf simulator bays, more than 20 dartboards, a full bar and kitchen, and leagues for both golf and darts running year-round, Tee Up is the go-to spot for competition and community. Swing by Tee Up Tap Room at 70 James Street in Worcester and see why it's the city's home for golf, darts, and good times. Balboni Darts is the name in darts for Central Massachusetts and beyond. From dart sets and boards to accessories and apparel, they're the one-stop shop for any player looking to stock up or upgrade. Whether you're stepping up to the line for the first time or competing for trophies and checks, Balboni Darts is the store that the champion selects. Since 2014, U.S. Sports and Apparel has been helping teams, companies, and organizations look their best. From embroidered polos to customized uniforms and fan gear, they have the expertise and the people to do it all. Their catalog includes spiritwear, athletic equipment, and promotional items. From mugs and golf balls to jackets and hoodies, everything is branded to your specifications. For gear that works as hard as you do, trust in U.S. Sports and Apparel to get the job done right. Looking for a way to support the Worcester Premier League directly? Check out our coffee page. Every dollar donated goes right back into the league, helping us cover operations and build a bigger prize pool for the players. Your support makes it possible for us to keep the WPL growing season after season. Once again, your donation helps us keep the competition thriving and the darts flying. Visit our page at coffee.com/WPLdarts to make a contribution today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from break. Man, oh man, have we had some very tense and very close games. Honestly, the scoreboard has not dictated the pace of play there. Again, Tom Curtin advancing over Berto Santos 2-0. Very close sets, though. Berto came out swinging. Not sure if he was using the same set of darts compared to last week, but whatever change he might have made, if intentional or not, he came out of the gate with some fantastic scoring power. Again, just not able to find it on the outer ring of the board there. Unfortunate, but again, from the other side of the bracket, Justin Burke advancing over Mike Carignan. Justin firing in a 61.87. So a pretty reasonable and respectable opening round game there from Justin Burke. Mike, unfortunately, no points for today. Struggling to pick up points here on the season, but again, many more weeks and many more opportunities to come for Mike. Congratulations, Dustin, for finding those points. If we go to the board cam, oh man, you know who he is, Mark Rudge, looking as handsome as ever. That fantastic darts jersey and that hat. Joe Ricard, last week's winner. This is the man to beat. Ron, again, is out sick. So if there's anybody that's going to try and stop this man, well, we'll have to wait for later on in the night to find out who that guy's going to be. But let me just issue my warning here to the guys really quick. They should be getting their bulls underway here, ready to go. Looks like Joe's ready to get things going for us here. Finds the single bull there. So again, if you were just tuning in, first of all, where have you been? It was a fantastic first game between Berto and Tom, but the big change that we have made week 3 here is that we have shortened the format for 2 weeks of playing with the best of 5 sets format. We have dropped it back down to the original format that we had for all of Season 2, which is best of 3. So first 2 sets, every set is still best of 5 legs. Again, it was getting a little too long there for the players, for the production, for the staff. We tried it. We deemed that it wasn't worthwhile to continue. So again, shorter format, tighter games, more drama. That's what we love to see here at the Worcester Premier League. And again, Joe, not loving these darts, not loving the open. 41 found there from Mr. Ricard. Rudge struggling to find his game in the opening weeks here. Is he one of the few players that has not locked in points? I believe he's the only player, unfortunately, who has not locked in points after 2 weeks of play. So we are all rooting for Rudge. Find those critical points to make the chase for the championship belt that much more interesting. Joe Ricard, a little bit of haywire approach here to his throw. Not finding consistent rhythm, and Rudge looking to just keep him steady and straight. Does find a solid 60. Can't drop that third one into that triple 20 segment. Joe looking to reset here. In fact, those darts look remarkably similar to the darts that Berto was throwing into the same great success. Great 140 fired in from Joe. So who knows, maybe Berto was borrowing Joe's set, and that's a fantastic answer there from Mark Rudge. Solid ton. Joe Ricard looking to just keep pushing this ball forward. 190, no finish. Can't quite grab that third dart, but 60 will leave him down to the outs first, and Mark Rudge just all over the segments, not able to find anything worthwhile. So unfortunate there. Only 19 found. Joe working with a little fish, 130 remaining. Fortunately, will not go. And so Joe looking to just try and correct. Will only find 40, leave himself 90. Rudge, 205 is not an out. But a big visit here will leave himself handy. Wants at least a triple 20 or a trip 19. Does find the trip 19. That is a great adjustment there from Rudge. So Joe, a lot of pressure on this 90. No stranger to these type of mid-range outs here. The 8 is going to not leave himself anything reasonable to work with. And Rudge, 108 remaining. Multiple ways to go. Can go for Shanghai in the 18s or may elect to start with the 20s. We'll see what the plan is for Rudge. Likes to go down to the 19s. Can't grab the trip 19. You can see on his face how close that was. And can't find the correction needed to make it at least friendly. Looks like a little bit of a scoreboard correction here going on. Joe may have not pushed the button. So Joe Ricard, 48 remaining, 16 or 8. Probably go for 8 because he loves double 20. Last week he struggled with double 16, excuse me. Looks like he does find that double 8, so double trouble no more. And this side of the board, hopefully, for Joe Ricard. We've only seen one example tonight. Again, I'm really surprised that Joe did not go for double 20 there. 83 is a great lead off here for Rudge. And you'll see that with players from time to time where they will purposely leave themselves 32 or 40, even if they don't necessarily need to. or the recommended way is not the way that they choose to go. Again, this game is all preference. It's all that darts ever boils down to. It's feeling, gut feelings. And Rudge certainly throwing with some feeling tonight. Great consistency and great flow to his game tonight. Unfortunately, haven't been able to see too much of Rudge in these first 2 weeks here. Love to see more of this guy on the stream. Consistency and feeling and just confidence about the game really is just everything. That looks like a solid ton fired in there from Rudge. Only 85, but still a great visit. This guy's going to be feeling nothing but confidence after his very first WPL nightly victory last week. Joe Ricard had a solid run to the finals. A little bit of a challenge there against Berto Santos in that second round, but got it done against the Dreamboat Ron in that final. Rudge, another solid visit, firing in the big ton. Rudge, great stuff. Down at 173 after 4 visits to the board. And sometimes, hey, these type of visits just build confidence, build the flow, build the feeling. Rudge can certainly feed off of this momentum. That's a solid first. Not a bad second, actually. A little bit of a chuckle there from Rudge. Saw that dart dip into that 1-1 segment. Didn't like it initially, but it did get rid of that 3. Joe looking to try and fill up the bed. Able to find the big 140 to drop that score down all the way to 113. 21 hits, so 74 remaining here for Mark Rudge. 14s. Can't find it. 63 remaining, 63 remaining. That was correct. Again, Marty and his caster math. There is no greater challenge for me on a Monday night than math. The old mathematics skills were not my strong suit growing up, but the math skills were almost there for Joe Ricard. 77 fired in, just missing that double 18. If the textbooks are correct, I believe the way here is 17 and tops for Mark Rudge. Finds it. 2-dart take there for Mark Rudge. Great leg there. And these types of legs will build confidence. Type of legs that Rudge needs. Again, he's such a fantastic player. When he's on, he's dynamite. In fact, that might be his new nickname from now on. Dynamite Mark Rudge. Dynamite Rudge. We'll have to see if that sticks. But again, his darts can just be fantastic when he's on. The flow, the consistency. Confidence, and confidence for Mark Rudge here in this match against Joe Ricard. No mistakes usually for Joe on the scoring segment. He has such a unique throw. He has a little bit of a bob in his arm as he gets his arm nice and loose, where Rudge is more of just a direct, straight shot into that segment. Might be 66, might be 80. Nope, it's in fact 66. But see the little bob, the pullback there from Joe Ricard, just to set his arm in the right position so he knows where exactly that release point's going to be. Individuals who throw like that, usually not first dart merchants, second or third darts are usually very reliable because they can more easily make that adjustment. It's actually harder for them to try and find their target. See the second dart just slotting in there so perfectly, and the third dart not missing by much. Rudge, a little bit of a tall task here to try and catch back up in this leg. First dart was well wide, the second dart not making the adjustment that he was looking for, and the third dart finding its target but not finding the big trip 20 segment that he wanted. Joe Ricard 175 will most likely stay up top. Again, no pressure to try and force the issue here, so more or less just trying to reliably knock that score down. Only 45 punched in. 319, so well out here for Rudge. It needs another one to at least put some semblance of pressure on. The 81 is serviceable, but it's not going to be enough to really put any pressure on Joe as he lines up for another big, I guess, baby fish. This man last season, for everybody who's in the chat here, everybody's watching live, Joe fired in a spectacular 170 on stream. So we know he has the ability to get on the boat and haul up some fish. But we just haven't seen it this season. It's a great visit there from Mark Rudge. 80 left here for Joe, under pressure. And he goes wide, feeling the pressure there, and actually out of character miss there from Joe Ricard. Rudge, big opportunity, 98. Has to go with Joe sitting on tops. Can't find the triple, can only set up, and he misses that third dart at the big number, so mistakes abound for both guys. Joe Ricard, 3 darts, double 20. Big moments here. This is a huge, huge visit. Looks like a little bit of a score correction from both guys. So, again, Joe Ricard, he has the opportunity to go 2 legs up on this set. Needs to make the adjustment down. A little bit more down. Great guides. And he keeps them high. So, Mark Rudge, opportunities here. 1 dart has to be expended. 19. 2 darts at tops. Down to double 10. And he can't make the adjustment, but boy, he did not miss by much. More opportunities here for Joe. Nervy darts from both guys. Down to double 10. And again, just not able to find it. Double trouble from both gentlemen here, but Mark Rudge, more darts, more opportunities, shake of the arms. Confidence, Mark, confidence. Oh, unfortunate there, not able to find the double 5. Such a tricky double to go after. Chasing from the corner right to the upper left. Joe just wide again. Minor corrections needed. Wrong way. And again, both guys not able to find their way home. Little bit of a wry smile there from Rudge. Double 2s never lose is the memo here, and he finds it on double 1. Mark Rudge electing to travel around the world, but he finds his passage home, and that is 2 legs in the ledger book for Mark Rudge. Big opportunity here to hold throw, take the opening set, possibly deliver. Joe, a set defeat here in this game. Great third dart, finding the 85. Rudge really finding his game. Joe not able to really get it going here. The scoring, which has been so reliable these past couple of weeks, really from all guys tonight, not there, unfortunately. Not a great visit. Rudge, adjustments needed over to the right, finds it, but can't quite lick the trip there. Such an unfortunate, great adjustment down, but just not able to find it home. Great first there from Joe. Unfortunate second. And the third dart just almost like magnet darts, chasing that second one into that one segment. So these types of mistakes, again, it's said in darts that mistakes breed mistakes, and great darts breed great darts. It's all a matter of flow. If you're not really finding your target, you're not really going to keep your arm in that easy, steady motion. You're going to start to force it, find the adjustment. Great ton there from Joe, but again, when it's coming easy, it just flows. It just pours. Both guys here finding their flow. Solid back-to-back tons from both guys. But when you start to struggle, you start to get in your own head, you start to think. Not to say that thinking about everything is wrong, but sometimes turning your brain off and just letting your arm do the talking, that's what's needed in darts. Rudge just needs to drop it. Great guides and a great third dart. Rudge really showing us some scoring firepower here, down to a baby fish of his own. Give this man a fishing pole and take him out on the water. He has a job to do, and he wants to get it done. Joe can only drop his score down to 140. Mark Rudge going for fishing for a baby fish. Can't find it, unfortunately. So unlucky. One of these nights, ladies and gentlemen, that we will find a baby fish in these waters. We'll go by a river, maybe a stream, maybe a pond. And we'll haul a little guppy up for all of us to reasonably enjoy. And Joe looking to enjoy that second dart, double 10. And I think Joe might have had a mathematical error there. 120, that would have been a spectacular bust. A little bit of a chuckle from both guys. 70 remaining, so 20. Bullseye! Oh, tough darts there from Mark Rudge. Maybe a little bit more of a breath there. And Joe shaking his head knowing that that would have been a disgusting bust. Well wide on that first one and pulls it well inside. Not sure what the plan was with that second dart. So again, Mark Rudge, opportunities for the first set of this game. 8-8. Finds it. Rudge punching out here. Set taken. Opportunities gone for Joe Ricard. Rudge showing the week 2 champ the business here. Again, Rudge is not only fighting for pride, not only fighting for legs. Forget all of it. Who cares? This man is in the hunt for points. He wants them. And he wants to get him any way he can. Joe's in his way. He's going to try and knock him down. So Joe under pressure here. 1 set down. Has to win 2 on the spin. Wants to just level out his mind and focus up at the task at hand here. Can't find the third dart to give himself a big score. And we saw a little bit of this from Mark Rudge last season as well. Came out of the opening weeks, not really performing very well, not finding his rhythm. But man, when it came to those last 2 to 3 weeks of the season, he was just lights out. As they say, the man was not missing. He had a newfound confidence. And Joe just struggling to find any sort of confidence in his throw at all. Looking to continue the march down the board. Might be too many in the way, but a great adjustment. Great switch down to that trip 19 Rudge. 97 punched in. Joe already over 100 points behind. Just double checking things here, making sure that he's set up physically how he wants to be. Might be 2 in the way. We'll still force it. Joe, one of those players where it doesn't matter if it doesn't look good. He's going to try and clatter those darts in and find his way into that segment. Rudge, not a reasonable or worthwhile visit there. Only punching in 28. Not a great round at all. Don't want him to be slipping into pedestrian visits like that, round after round, because this man will not give him the chances that, well, he's really been giving Rudge this entire game so far. A little bit of a mental reset there from Rudge. Might be a little too much excitement, a little too much adrenaline going in the bloodstream here of Rudge as he tries to lock in, focus back up. Again, Joe not really putting on too much pressure, not able to find any real scoring firepower here. So Rudge, even though he's behind, he's not out. 19's proving to be his home here. Doing a little bit of math. Not sure where that third dart landed, but a great visit nonetheless to jump back in front. 79 scored, 190 remaining. Joe just trying to keep these steady darts, and another straying dart into those ones, and 28 locked in, but no out found for Joe, stranding himself at 180. Big opportunity here for Rudge to leave himself something workable. Does find that single bull for 50. Will leave himself 140. Marooned on 180 Island is Joe Ricard with FedEx packages abound. Talking volleyball in the 140. Wow, my goodness. Hopefully he takes Wilson home with him. This next visit, Joe Ricard. Rudge not able to keep it clean here as he just struggles to put the 3 darts together. 31, not even able to find 50. Joe looking to come out with a double 20. Pip here down to double 10. And Joe struggling again on the outer ring of the board, not able to put it together. This is so uncharacteristic of him. I, quite frankly, am shocked. 89 remaining for Mark Rudge. A little bit of a reset here. Wants trip 19, finds it. Double 16. And he takes it. Big 109 there from Mark Rudge. 109 out. Wow. Out of nowhere, Rudge just came firing, guns blazing. Joe knows that the pressures on the short format will not give him a lot of chances. Unbelievable take there. We have seen highlight takes from Rudge before. Solid 140 from Joe Ricard, but man, this man is a highlight machine. He follows with an 85 of his own, but still a great way to lead off here in the second leg. Joe just looking to show Rudge that he is not defeated here. Again, confidence breeds confidence. 81 fired in following that 140. Rudge looking to put pressure on. He will punish Joe for those mistakes. Not able to punish Joe for much of anything there. Just more of a slap on the hand than anything else. So Joe needs to keep this pace up. Cannot afford to slow down. Solid ton there. Will leave himself 180 after 3 visits to the board. Oh, fill it up, Rudge. Oh, unlucky. Only 140 found there. Again, Rudge is chasing for those 2 points. His first 2 points of the season. And he is pushing Joe hard. He wants those points. He can smell them now. They're in eyesight. But he needs to try and leave himself handy with 250 remaining. Needs a triple here. Can't find it. Will only leave himself, I believe, 190. And Joe going downstairs. Trip 19 found. 38 left. 2 darts. Double 18. Sorry, double 19. Finds the 6. Double 16. And it looks like that might be in the double 7. Just wide. Indeed, it is just wide. I can actually hear the groan over from the other room. So Joe missing by millimeters. So unfortunate. Rudge, no way to go here. Can leave himself something nice, but not a way out. And Joe Ricard, you feel like this has to go. Double 9, straight at it. Oh my goodness, just outside. And he pulls it inside, so we've seen 119 from Mark Rudge. 105 to follow. 85 remaining. Won't go. Not sure if that was, well, it for sure wasn't what he was planning, but 58 is not a bad leave. Just on the edge there, double 4. And Joe finally able to take a leg there. Not comfortable, not looking the best. And Mark supporting his buddy here. He knows that was a struggle. And Rudge was in sniffing distance of that leg. Oh, drop another one in there. Oh, man. Can only find the ton. But Joe struggling to find his way with the doubles tonight. Really, the entire form is just not there for Joe. Rudge looking to take advantage, and that just goes to show that everyone here at the WPL, these guys have been pushing each other on top of pushing themselves week after week, night after night, trying so hard to keep pace with everybody, given the relegation awaiting them potentially at the end of the season. So the entire level of play, the level of the entire field has been elevated. Rudge looking to try and correct, and he does. Solid darts there. So Rudge at least walking away from every visit with at least 1 triple 20 found. Joe struggling to put 2 or 3 together. Wants another one in there. The ton will do nicely, but he's still chasing. Rudge looking for the small adjustment down. Going slightly to the right. Can't quite make the correction, but he was not far off. 281. Won't be hindered too badly with that second dart being found. 85 will leave himself 196 as well. So both guys, who needs to start from 501? We can just start right at the good part. Right when the darts get so tense and so dramatic. So Rudge first down to an out, but not a friendly one. 151 is well outside the comfortable range for just about everybody. Same darts here from Joe Ricard, so both guys neck and neck, 151. Won't go for Mark Rudge. Probably drop down to 19s. Does find the 19 there. 59 found. Big darts again. When you're in a nervy battle like this, big darts is all that matters. Hit the big segments. Joe not able to find the triple either. Does find that triple with that third. So advantage Joe Ricard as we get to the latter half of this leg. 92 remaining, 72 left. 60 left, just outside of the triple. He finds the tops ahead of schedule, folks, but will leave himself a 1 dart out. Joe has not been reliable. Needs to find this right here, right now. And he just drops it low. The over-adjustment is real. Big opportunity for Mark Rudge. And it's taken. Rudge has pushed Joe to the edge of defeat here. 1 leg needed to upset Joe Ricard. Week 2 champion. This would be a fantastic result for Mark Rudge. 1 more leg needed. Job not done. Joe under pressure. No more mistakes from this point on. What can Rudge do to lead off? At least keep them straight. Does find the big ton. Rudge is pushing Joe to the absolute limit here. This is the drama that we are craving here at the Worcester Premier League. This is the type of stuff that we love to see. In a big 1-2-1, I think, found from Joe Ricard. It is punched in there. Rudge looking to respond. 1 more of those. Can't find the big 140, but the ton back-to-back will keep Joe under immediate pressure. Look at these guys. They're not even blinking. Joe wants to fill up this bed to get some leeway here. Doesn't find the 140. Just an unlucky deflection there. And Rudge under pressure to follow here. Has to deliver the goods. Rudge not able to follow the spectacular 140 there from Joe Ricard. 2-4-1. Well outside. 1-4-3. Joe looking to try and leave himself something handy here. Not able to find anything good, but again, no finish for Mark Rudge. He can only set up. Again, needs at least 2 triples, you feel, to leave himself something workable. Can't find it, but the steady darts will persist. 60 after 60 found. No out, 1-8-1, but the confidence will still be there because Rudge is not throwing bad darts. No need here for Joe to go after the bullseye finish. Thought about going for another 18. Will leave himself 50, but will just stay there for 54 to leave himself 32. Smart play, managing the game very well. And Rudge, first start there is going to make things very difficult. Needs a triple, can't find it, so he's down to an out. But he's gonna have to rely on a lot of mistakes here from Joe Ricard. And Joe not staying around for that drama, wants out of there, playing very well to dig himself out of that hole. But again, Rudge was not too far behind, so opportunity, last leg decider for this set. The advantage should be in Mark Rudge's hands here. 64 found. Worthwhile start, Joe. You can just see the focus and the concentration from this man. He knows he doesn't want to get knocked out. Can't quite find the trip going downstairs. Finds the big trip 19, pushing that ball closer down to an out. Rudge needs to respond. Can't afford those types of darts drifting off into the ones. Maybe just a slower release needed to keep those darts lined up. Joe not doing much to pressure off the rip here. Able to drop that dart into the triple 20 for 81, but still, the pressure really is on Rudge. Leading off here, can't afford to let this one slip by. Finds the third dart, big third for 70. But if you are defending your throw in the last leg decider, I don't want to say it's unacceptable for you to lose the leg, but it should be yours. Only finding 22, Joe, pressure, Rudge. Big opportunity here, big darts coming up, finds the first one. Errant flyer of a second one, needs a big third, can't lock it in. Only 66 found, but it's enough. It's enough Joe wanting to keep him straight. Finds the big second dart. Wants another. Can't quite find it, but 201 to 260. These guys are neck and neck. Rudge wants to elevate that ever so slightly. Wanted to go down to the trip 18 segment. Looks like it was too blocked there. So 201, 202. Guys, flip a coin. Who's going to take this leg? Short format, you never know. Can he make the adjustment? He can't. Only 60 found, so while he's first down to an out. A lot to work with. Rudge wanting to stay on those 18s. It looks like he does find the big triple. So great third to save that visit. 90 found. 112, a lot more workable than 141. The first part's found. Can't find the second part. That would have been a stunning setup there. But Joe can only set up from here. He will have to rely on mistakes from Mark Rudge, who has already taken out 119 tonight. The 112 to follow and clinch the game. Critical darts here for this man in the backwards ball cap. 92 left. And unfortunately, the opportunity has gone the wayside, so more opportunities from Joe Ricard. 54 remaining. We've seen double trouble. 14 found. 2 darts. Tops. And it's low. It's low. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Rudge taking a stretch, taking a moment. 74 remaining. 9 will leave him 63. 15. Bullseye! Oh, just wide. That would have been a spectacular take. But he's just wide. And Joe looking to clean up. 2 darts left at it. And again, the nerves, the frustration. Big opportunity for the correction. Mark Rudge has to waste a dart. 9. 8. Found! Mark Rudge has taken his first points of Season 3. Take a breath, ladies and gentlemen. What a crazy display that was. Mark Rudge capitalizing on the mistakes there from Joe Ricard, relying on pressure and nerves to get the best of our Week 2 champion, and it just goes to show that anything can happen here at the Worcester Premier League. Congratulations, Mark Rudge. The points are yours, and you have more games to play tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a quick break. What an absolutely fantastic game that was again. Can't believe it. Voice is already starting to go a little bit here from all the excitement, but it just goes to show all the points matter. All these guys are pushing for them in man-oh-man with shorter format games. What drama, what excitement. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short break. Thank you, guys.
Balboni Darts is the name in darts for Central Massachusetts and beyond. From dart sets and boards to accessories and apparel, they're the one-stop shop for any player looking to stock up or upgrade. Whether you're stepping up to the line for the first time or competing for trophies and checks, Balboni Darts is the store that the champion selects. Since 2014, U.S. Sports and Apparel has been helping teams, companies, and organizations look their best. From embroidered polos to customized uniforms and fan gear, they have the expertise and the people to do it all. Their catalog includes spiritwear, athletic equipment, and promotional items. From mugs and golf balls to jackets and hoodies, everything is branded to your specifications. For gear that works as hard as you do, trust in U.S. Sports and Apparel to get the job done right. Looking for your next night out in Worcester? Tee Up Tap Room is the place to be. With 5 golf simulator bays, more than 20 dartboards, a full bar and kitchen, and leagues for both golf and darts running year-round, Tee Up is the go-to spot for competition and community. Swing by Tee Up Tap Room at 70 James Street in Worcester and see why it's the city's home for golf, darts, and good times. Looking for a way to support the Worcester Premier League directly? Check out our coffee page. Every dollar donated goes right back into the league, helping us cover operations and build a bigger prize pool for the players. Your support makes it possible for us to keep the WPL growing season after season. Once again, your donation helps us keep the competition thriving and the darts flying. Visit our page at coffee.com/WPLdarts to make a contribution today.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for our semifinal matches here on the Week 3 night of WPL Season 3. Man, oh man, Everybody tuning in for the first time this season, you have been absolutely spoiled. What a treat of a night that we've had for you guys tonight. Unbelievable matches so far. Again, if you are just tuning in, quarterfinals games have gone in the following fashion. Mark Rudge has 2-0'd our Week 2 champion, Joe Ricard. Very first points locked in there for Mark Rudge. Congratulations, Rudgy. We were all rooting for you. Doesn't get any easier from here as you look to lock in more points. But again, congrats on getting that monkey off your back. Justin Burke taking Mike Carignan 2-0. Tom Curtin taking Berto Santos 2-0. And again, unfortunately, Ron Sargent has withdrawn from this week due to illness. So that means that Nick Soldo has gotten a bye into the semifinals. He will be facing off against Justin Burke in the semis on the left-hand side. And our match that we have for you guys coming up very shortly here, Tom Curtin, Mark Rudge. But before we get to that match, for everybody, if you're looking for a way to support the Worcester Premier League and look good doing it, it's going to be chilly soon here, folks. Winter is coming, so why not outfit yourself with some stylish hoodies, hats, and some shirts, all from our partner, U.S. Sports and Apparel. They have made some spectacular merchandise for us. Again, all the proceeds go directly to the Worcester Premier League, help us keep the lights on and grow the prize pool. So again, if you are looking to stock up on some WPL merch, please scan that QR code, send some love our way. Get to the board here. Oh, my goodness. Every single time that we jump over to the board, it seems like they're just primed and ready, looking so good. Give them the go-ahead here with my fancy little microphone. And with that, things are just about to get underway. Again, look at this guy. I don't know if it's the jersey, if it's the hat. Maybe it's just the confidence. The guy's feeling swell today. But Mark Rudge, newfound confidence, newfound form, but he's going to need every bit of play that he displayed against Joe Ricard to take on this guy right here. Not a matchup that we see very often, but big opportunity for some big points for Rudge. If you can find a way to dethrone the Emperor. We are underway here in our very first semifinals match of the night. We saw Tom struggle to get going off the rip in the previous game that he had versus Berto. Berto coming out and firing in some fantastic darts, and I believe that those were Joe's darts that he was throwing. Unfortunate that he forgot his darts. Not sure if that's true. This is all just allegations made by me, who has no evidence to the contrary. But regardless, those darts that Berto was throwing were fantastic. Really gave Tom a solid run for his money down the board. It seems like they were neck and neck. Just came down to who hit the double first. As with most games of darts, Mark Rudge coming out of the gate swinging there against Joe. Really able to keep pace. Darts like this have just proven to be so reliable. Are we going to see a big 180? Shake of the head says no, but the 140 will do quite nicely. One of the things that we've really seen from Tom Curtin is that, well, this guy takes a little to get going, but it really is a push come to shove. The 140 from Mark Rudge breeds the 180 there from Tom Curtin. Again, you push, I push, everyone's happy. We have a great game of darts here. Solid 81, third dart saver there. You know, I have a feeling, folks, that Tom Curtin really just does this because he's good enough where he can. He doesn't need to be blowing up the 100s and the ton 40s every single time. It just gets boring. But, you know, if he can turn on the 140s and the 180s after someone pushes him just to show him what's for, well, you know, it's just a little bit more drama, a little bit more fun. Mark Rudge looking to have a lot of fun on that triple 20 segment. Will go down. And the bounce out, unfortunate there. These new Target Tour boards are not really known for their crazy bounce outs. The spiders inside of these boards have gotten so thin that whenever you see a bounce out like that, especially that violent, it is surprising. Tom Curtin with 164. Fortunately, won't be able to really knock it down too far. Will leave himself, looks like, only finding 45. So not a great visit there. Rudge, 159, no out. Can only knock it down from here. And he will do quite nicely, just unable to grab that triple 20. But Tom Curtin, 119. Not a stranger to these long-range takes here. Finds the 19, so he will go up for the triple 20. Finds it, so going upstairs. One dart at tops. And he pulls it low. That would have been a great way to get this leg underway and this whole game and series underway. But Rudge, we saw him take out a ton plus. Wants that triple 20. Oh, he was trying to go tops, and he's punished for his arrogance. Rudge, just you can see the smile on Tom Curtin's face. He respects the cojones there from Mark Rudge, but not able to punch it home. This is the man that the WPL has created, that he gets one win under his belt, and he thinks that he can challenge the Emperor himself, Tom Curtin, with a tops take. But you love to see it. You love to see the confidence in a guy like that, taking those types of shots, taking chances at it. And Rudge finding looks like only 66 there. Fortunate left-right action on that second and third dart, not able to follow that first one. Tom looking to just keep things steady. Wants to keep things moving along quite nicely here. Able to find his way through that forest of flights to punch in 100. But again, going off of what we've seen so far, the shorter format that we've moved away from, the shorter format that we've gone back to from Season 2, solid 140 there from Mark Rudge. The shorter format creates nerves. It creates drama. After 2 weeks of the long format action, again, if you were just tuning in for the first time, players found that it was just a little too much darts to be playing on a Monday night with a whole week of darts ahead of them. Production side, it was a little too long for us to be doing 5-hour streams consistently. We thank and appreciate everybody who tuned in for those full 5 hours these past 2 weeks, but for everybody, it was just a little too much great darting action, as I said a lot in the first 2 weeks, but shorter format really just throws all the form, all the pressure. I mean, it just blends it all together and creates crazy results that we've seen so far this week, and we love that. We love not the randomness of it, but just the uncertainty of it. You really have to show up for those games. And what drama it puts on display for all of us to enjoy. Great corrections there. Not able to find that second dart, but still 80 is no slouch. Rudge down to a 160 out. First one there, Tom trying to follow. Tom trying to drop that second dart in there. Does find it. Will be going probably to the center of the board here. Finds it because he's just too good. Finds the big whopping 130 baby fish visit. Leave himself 95, but oh, Rudge, this would be spectacular if you can wrangle this in. Unfortunately, he can't do it. But he will leave himself a ton. So both guys practically at the same level of out. But trip 19, double 19, a little bit trickier. Looks like Curtin was trying to go for the single bull there, but this is all just kind of getting awkward. Not able to find much of anything. Shake of the head, you can see. Classic Tom tilt of the head, a little grimace there on his face. Only able to leave himself 60, so Mark Rudge working with a ton. Oh, is he going to go double again? Oh, Mark Rudge, no, buddy, come on. We love to see it again. We love to see the effort there from Rudge, but again, this is the guy that will punish you for that if you go for those types of shots, so not there. Moving down to double 10. And pulls it just inside. Unlucky. So opportunities here for Rudge to steal this leg. Curtin struggling to find his way out. 2 darts at tops. Going down to double 10. Both guys missing by millimeters. And just outside. So double trouble here. Very much present in the second leg. Tom Curtin working at double 5. Able to find it with that second dart, no doubt about it. So already down 2 legs. In relatively short order here, Rudge. Not too far behind. He has been able to get close. But it just goes to show that 1 or 2 darts missed will leave you in a world of hurt here. Shorter format play. And Tom Curtin looks like he's firing in at 80, 95. Does find the 95. Just trying to look around the flights here. Unfortunately, I can't change the camera angle on the board, so I have to look just as hard as you guys. Rudge looking to follow with a 95-85 of his own. Great darts. Decent starts here from both guys. Tom Curtin just trying to make that small micro adjustment, but those flights, even though that they spin, they're still getting in the way in the 60. Only able to walk away from that round with a 60. Opportunity here for Rudge. One triple will do nicely. Wants more. Still plenty of space in that bed. Can only find the ton. But still, both guys really keeping themselves honest down the board here. We love to see that. What can Tom do? 2 darts just hovering around it. Can't find it. A rare third dart error from Tom Curtin, only finding 41. Rudge trying to make that left-right correction there. Looks like he does find it. Not sure. The white flights make it difficult. Unfortunately, only able to find that 38. Solid first dart there from Mr. Curtin the Emperor, trying to follow it up, but it was just too perfect of a first. Blocking out, playing defense for both the second and third darts there. So all hope is not lost here for Rudge. Remember in the opening weeks here, I was having a lot of trouble calling him Mark, calling him Rudge, calling him Rudge. He's a man of many names. We love each and every one of them, but the man has been loving his darts more tonight, and so have we. Really giving everybody that he's been running into a good run for their money. Tom looking to try and correct, but he doesn't quite nab that trip 18, so here we go. More opportunities, even though he's not first to an out. Tom doing very well to leave himself 164, 218, still outside. One more would be quite nice. May elect to switch it up. Will choose to stay there. So 118 to 164, choose your way. 19s or 20s here. Looks like maybe 19s. Elects to go for the 20s, but a miss there. You can see the disappointment from Tom's face. He wanted to go for that bid. Able to find the ton, leave himself 64. I have a hunch that Tom just might go for double 16 here. If Rudge can't find this 118, it will not be found. Not able to correct in a meaningful way either. So 64 on the clock here. Tom Curtin, which way is he going to go about it? Finds 48, double 8. And it looks like he does take it. So 3 legs on the spin in short order. Both guys. Respectable averages. Tom 76, Rudge at a 70.37. No mercy. Maybe too much messing about from Mark Rudge with those double takes. They are real chances. They are real ways to go. But when you think about the probability, the stats, the data of how successful those shots are, maybe not the smart choice to go. Game management, Tom Curtin knows plenty about that. He's been traveling around to local tournaments, traveling a little bit further outside of the Massachusetts area. He's really been making a lot of runs at these bigger tournaments here, playing against some great players, bringing all of that experience back to the WPL. And Rudge looks like he only finds 100 just on the wire, all over it. The game management is so important as you run deep, even in these short format games, just keeping it just out of reach, knowing which ways to go. Tom dropping his score down to 320 again. As I've said over and over again, darts is a mental game. The mental warfare that you play with your opponent, but mostly with yourself, really does impact every aspect of your throw. Keeping it together in your head will provide you with a lot of success, but it's easier said than done. That's why this game is so gosh darn difficult. Again, this is a family show, can't swear. 66 found there from Tom Curtin. But everybody, it seems like, from Season 2 to Season 3 has elevated their mental games, elevated their practice, elevated every aspect about their game, because, man, oh man, the pushing and shoving and the close and the tightness of all of these games has been remarkable to see. Tom finding that magic second dart again. So rare that he walks away from a round without finding at least one triple. really hammering his way down the boards. 154 remaining already after 4 visits. And Rudge just trying to keep pace, unable to squeak that third dart in there, just clashing against it. 154 remaining. This would be a highlight reel take, but unfortunately will not go. Looking for corrections now. Just looking to set up. Does find that trip 14. Spectacular setup there from Tom Curtin. 1-2-2. Will leave himself 32. A little bit of respect there from Mark Rudge, and he needs to find something big, find a whopper if he wants to leave himself something handy, and he does find a ton. So while it's an outside chance, relying on Tom missing darts here, still a chance. And of course, there's no chance. Unfortunate there for Mark Rudge doing so well to set himself up, but half step behind, 1 or 2 darts behind every single leg so far. That's 4 legs on the spin for Tom Curtin, who's looking to go for a flawless victory if he can try and secure it. So the second dart just bouncing off of the first one. Again, I have never seen a player get more frustrated with their darts, the WPL, than Tom Curtin does after his darts play defense against each other. And Rudge firing in a great visit from what I can see. 134 found. Solid darts there. The 19s have been so friendly for Rudge tonight. Tom just trying to follow again under pressure. Rudge has just been able to put players under a significant amount of pressure tonight. Be it these early round visits that set yourself up later down the round, or the leg, excuse me. But this scoring has just been stellar. I mean, yes, we've seen a lot of darts just barely on the left or right hand wires, but when Rudge gets it right, man, it looks good. Scoreboard update for everybody. Nick Soldo is 1 set up on Justin Burke. So who knows who's going to come out of that game. Solid ton 40 fired in from Tom Curtin. Chasing Rudge right on his heels. Doesn't want to let him go or get too far in front. Only finding 45, so the pressure is on, and Rudge is feeling it. Tom Curtin looking to try and keep it steady here. Needs to right the ship. Are we going to see a classic Tom Curtin third dart? We do. Critical find there with that third dart. Again, the rarity of Tom walking away from a leg without 1 triple. It's almost as rare as a Yeti, maybe? Other cryptids, Mothman? I can go all night. But it's pretty rare, folks. We'll just leave it at that. 1-4-1. Rudge doing very well to leave himself handy. First one to an out. Tom struggling to really find something worthwhile. Only finding 16, so needs a big third. Doesn't find it, so not the triple that Tom Curtin was looking to find here. And Rudge, 1-4-1. Again, we saw the big ton 19 against Joe Ricard, so we know that he's capable of it. He's always been more than capable of it. It's just putting the pieces together, finding the right combination. Unfortunately, all he can do is set up here. So Tom, the big 160. What can he do about this equation? Unfortunately, not much there. Shake of the head. Working his way down. So does find that trip, but the first dart was, well, just wasn't going where he was looking. So 78, 96. I'd rather have the 96. 1 dart needed to set it up. Double 8. And Rudge just millimeters away from taking out a spectacular 96. 78 from Tom Curtin. You have a feeling that this might just go. So 4 actually being found. Errors upon errors. So 60 remaining now for Tom Curtin. Rudge will have his shot. He will have his chance to break what potentially could be a flawless game here from Tom Curtin. Rudge, 3 darts at double 8. And only 1 is needed. So Rudge taking a leg on Tom Curtin, defying the Emperor's orders. That would be quite extreme, folks. I apologize. Sometimes I have to remind myself that this is indeed a family show. Can't have any of that here on the WPL podcast. Oh, my goodness. Monday night streams are always so fun. Tom looking to line up there. Great find on that second dart. Looking for more, and he does find the big 140. Solid visit, solid stuff. Rudge under pressure here. So, again, sneaking in one leg is already an achievement in itself. But Rudge looking for more points here. Not sure if he's going to get it with only finding 30 there. Unfortunate. But as we've seen Tom Curtin playing against other players like Joe Ricard and Ron Sargent, you push this man, he's going to push back with twice the force. Not really somebody that you want to make angry in a match because he will start to light it up. And it seems like the consistency is still there for Rudge, just not able to find the darts quite the right place that he wants them, but still in the general area. Tom Curtin looking to just keep things moving here with this scoring power, just denied by the bottom section of that triple 20. 85 punched in. Rudge working with 3.52 after 3. Tom Curtin a much more respectable 1.76. So pressure's on. One more needed at the minimum here, and he does find the 140. Solid darts there from Mark Rudge. Dropping his score down, but it's not enough to really put pressure on this man right now. That first dart into that triple. Oh, 2 in there. Are we going to see the big round of 9? I don't think, no. That third one's in that. Oh, we do see 26. Unlucky, but it'll be just enough to get down to an out. Rudge needs at least one. Electing whether or not to stay. We'll stay on it. And just barely denied again. Defense on those flights. So 150. Oh, come on, Tom. Go for double bull. Oh, man, this man. He's just too much of a professional, ladies and gentlemen. He's just too good. He would never mess around with something like that. Which is both a blessing because it's the right thing to do and a curse because, man, that would be so cool. I'm not going to say boo this man because he is playing some great stuff. But come on. It would be cool. Rudge not able to find his way out of a 1.52. 80 scored. Can't hit the Big 12, so a little bit of a frustrating remark there out of the mouth of Rudge. Again, we don't have a microphone in the players' room for a very specific reason. Tom looking to correct, and he can't find the correction here, so 17 scored. 57 remaining, I believe, if my math serves me correct. Not sure what the plan was from Tom Curtin there. Little confusing. 23 scored, so maybe a brief loss of focus there. Can Rudge take advantage of it? Again, I don't really see slips like that from Tom Curtin very often, and Rudge not able to seize on the opportunity, so needs a dart to expend. Again, a little bit of a chuckle between both guys. Just not sure what's going on. Might have been the other game next door. Again, we have 2 games going on in the same room, so close quarters, anything can happen. And that double 20 did not happen there for Tom Curtin. Down to double 10, and he pulls it inside, so loss of focus. Again, more opportunities for Mr. Mark Rudge. Double 16, it's been a friend in the past. Will it continue to be friendly? And it is friendly, so 2 legs. The comeback is real, ladies and gentlemen. 2 legs on the spin. 2 legs of confidence in the ledger books for Mark Rudge. And again, not sure exactly what happened in that room. I heard some laughing, heard some chuckles, but that'll all dissipate as this man gets back to business. And are we going to get back to business with a big 180? Yes, we are, ladies and gentlemen. 180 found there from Tom Curtin. Getting things going. This man, again, he has been there on the cusp of finding a 9-darter. Joe Ricard joined him last week. Not finding it, but getting close. So are we going to see Tom Curtin get close again? 4th dart's good. 5th dart fails him. Boo, boo this man. Oh, man. Again, headhunting for that 9-darter. There's not even a bonus for hitting a 9-darter here at the WPL. We can't afford it. Maybe someday in the future we could afford a bonus for that, but It sure would be spectacular, and we'd probably find some way to reward him. We'd probably give him something to enjoy. Hopefully we see one at least this season. If not, maybe in coming seasons. We'll never know. You can never quite predict them or catch them. They're so elusive. Doing very well to drop that third dart in that 25 segment for 65. Scored, leaving himself a very nice 116. Rudge looking for a 180 of his own. It won't go, but the 100 will drop the score down to 277. Still outside of Tom Curtin's reach here, but again, not really under a lot of pressure. Rudge will still have one more opportunity if he can't get it done in this leg. A little bit of a messy second. Exhale there from Tom Curtin. Knows that it might not just be on for him tonight here. The clinical darts, the clinical takes that we've seen from everybody. Something's in the air tonight. Something's just off. Might be the aura of the Dreamboat, which is just not here to inspire everybody to play gifted darts. But you never know. Players are so finicky with routines, with suspicion, with things not being quite right. And looks like Tom Curtin trying to get this right, and he gets it wrong. Third dart failing him. Double 5 found instead of double 20. 30 left, but again, no pressure to get this done right now. 253 is a long way back, and Rudge can only dig. Can't quite dig as far as he needed to see daylight. So, 30 remaining. Is he going to go straight at it? He elects to go straight at it. So a miss here could be quite punishing. 153. Outside chance, but Mark Rudge will have a look at 153, so a little bit of a step back here, a little bit of a breath. This would go into the all-time WPL takes. Oh, won't go. Continues to try and set up here, so double 15, a weird one. I'm not sure if Tom will go for double 15 first start. He tried to go for it, so he has to correct, leaving himself 8. And he finds the double 4, so a little bit of an adventure there to get out of that leg, but it is marked for the Emperor. And we have a last leg decider here. Mark Rudge will lead off. Victory here will push us to a deciding set. But it's under the responsibility of this man to hold his throw, and the 140 will do nicely. A little bit of respect there shown from Tom Curtin. Pressure building here. And that is a brutal block. Tom electing to stay there. Looks like he does sneak it in to find 83, but advantage in the hands. Mark Rudge needs to find more consistent darts. Keep it at least in the same segment. Wants a 100. Can't find it, but the 60 will do nicely. So again, Tom Curtin over 100 points behind after the first visit. Wants another one of those to keep pace and jump ahead. And it looks like the darts playing defense again. Those spinners not quite working as well as he wanted them to. 318, 301. Rudge still holding a slight lead here. Triple, maybe 2, maybe 3 needed, and not that. Adjustment needed, and you can't find it, only finding 43. So you feel that Tom Curtin's going to jump ahead here. Throw the pressure right on Mark Rudge to try and defend his throw. Does find that big second. And he does find that big third, so the 140 finally answered there from Tom Curtin, jumping all the way down to 178. Ton of pressure on Mark Rudge. Needs 2 triples, finds 1. Can't find the third one. Wow. Solid ton found, though. 158, first one down to an out. Tom Curtin has certainly changed his demeanor a little bit. Pushed that one, you could tell, with the extra force. Has to correct down now. Does find that brilliant correction down to the trip 19s. 158. Story of the night. Rudge has always been able to dig deep and find these ton-plus outs when he needs them. This would be the time to deliver. First dart found. Second dart, not able to go. Going to correct to the 18s. He does find the 54th, so the score has been dropped down considerably, but 86 in the realm of possibility for the Emperor. One more needed. For bullseye, Tom Curtin. And he finds it, the bullseye take, and the smile from Tom Curtin. He knew it. He had to take it. Mark Rudge was waiting in the wings, knowing that he was going to just take all of it if he could get there. But the Emperor has denied his subject, and he continues to rule in week 3. So fantastic darts there. Just taking a quick breather for myself. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that match as much as I did. Again, congratulations to Mark Rudge for 2 points on the night. But Tom Curtin looking like the man to beat as we continue our night here. We're going to take a short break, come back in just a few moments here. See y'all very soon.
Since 2014, U.S. Sports and Apparel has been helping teams, companies, and organizations look their best. From embroidered polos to customized uniforms and fan gear, they have the expertise and the people to do it all. Their catalog includes spiritwear, athletic equipment, and promotional items. From mugs and golf balls to jackets and hoodies, everything is branded to your specifications. For gear that works as hard as you do, trust in U.S. Sports and Apparel to get the job done right. Looking for your next night out in Worcester? Tee Up Tap Room is the place to be. With 5 golf simulator bays, more than 20 dartboards, a full bar and kitchen, and leagues for both golf and darts running year-round, Tee Up is the go-to spot for competition and community. Swing by Tee Up Tap Room at 70 James Street in Worcester and see why it's the city's home for golf, darts, and good times. Balboni Darts is the name in darts for Central Massachusetts and beyond. From dart sets and boards to accessories and apparel, they're the one-stop shop for any player looking to stock up or upgrade. Whether you're stepping up to the line for the first time or competing for trophies and checks, Balboni Darts is the store that the champion selects. Looking for a way to support the Worcester Premier League directly? Check out our coffee page. Every dollar donated goes right back into the league, helping us cover operations and build a bigger prize pool for the players. Your support makes it possible for us to keep the WPL growing season after season. Once again, your donation helps us keep the competition thriving and the darts flying. Visit our page at coffee.com/WPL Darts to make a contribution today.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment that you have all been waiting for. We are here at the finals. Oh my goodness, Tom Curtin and Nick Soldo. I don't think we've actually seen this final before. So first-timers here, not certainly for Tom Curtin. He's been here before, but Nick Soldo again. A little bit of a beneficiary from Ron Sargent being out with illness, but he did get the job done against Justin Burke, so more power to him. But, man, he has quite the task ahead of him with this man right here. But before we get to these guys, quick review of the bracket. Man, what a spectacular night that we've had. All these games have been so close. And, again, if you are just tuning in live, again, where have you been? You've missed out on some fantastic games. And it's just, we could show up earlier next time, you know? But in all seriousness, we have had a format change. The first 2 weeks, we were trying a longer format here at the Worcester Premier League. After last season, the guys determined that, okay, we could probably go for a little bit longer. Let's try best of five, best of five. Best of five, that meaning best of 5 sets, so first to 3. Each set being best of 5 legs, so first to 3. However, after the first 2 weeks, it was determined that it was too long from both the player's perspective, from both the production perspective. Everybody got together and determined that it was just too long of a night at the start of the week. So we've gone back to this shorter format, and man, what drama it has produced. The uncertainty, the nerviness, the tension, the drama, the darts have just been so unpredictable, and that's what we love to see when everybody has a shot night after night at making it to the finals. So our road to get here, Mark Rudge took out Joe Ricard, securing his first points of the season, taking him out 2-0. Justin Burke took out Mike Carignan 2-0. Tom Curtin 2-0. So we've had a whole night of 2-0s, folks. I'm going to sound like a broken record here. Nick, benefiting from Ron's withdrawal from the night due to illness, so he moved on to the semifinals, getting a bye. Nick 2-0ing Justin Burke, and Tom Curtin 2-0ing Mark Rudge there. So that is the route that these guys have taken to get here. Let me give them the go-ahead. And that will be the final dart thrown there from Mr. Curtin, the Emperor. And here we are in the finals. Again, much, much earlier time of the night, much more manageable. Tom Curtin finding the double pool, jumping right into the pool. Nick Soldo looking to join him, going just high. And I know for a fact from conversing with that man, the sure shot, that Nick is throwing some newer bomber darts tonight. He's had them for a while, but he's been going back and forth between some heavier, I think, Phil Taylor darts and some Dart World Liberators, which are soft-tip darts. This man can really throw everything, a wide range of darts. But it seems to be working out quite well. Again, a 2-0 against Justin Burke is no. Well, I guess nothing to shake your head at. Amber in the chat says, let's go sure shot. I'm going to say, are you sure about that, Amber? Do you want to lock in that support? Maybe it directed towards Tom. I'm not biased at all. I would love to see Nick secure a big dub tonight. A little bit of a slow start here from both guys, so maybe finals nerves from both guys, maybe some uncertainty in figuring out how this matchup is going to work, but well, I love Nick so much, man. This guy is like a highlight machine. Such great reactions to throws, but he will not throw off the focus of this man right here. Tom Curtin struggling to get it up, ladies and gentlemen. Not finding any in that triple 20 segment, only finding 60. Oh, Amber, I'm not going against Nick on the live stream. Look, he hit a triple 20 right here. Not able to find 2, though, so. Oh, big, chunky darts pushing each other out into the triple 5 segment there. So 95 punched in. Still a great round, still a great visit. I actually throw pretty massive bomber darts myself, and it can be frustrating having them really play, well, I guess, super defense on your throw. You're just trying to fit everything in there, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. So Nick trying to take advantage of the rather slow start here from Tom Curtin. Not something that you see, or I guess I really say very often here. 42 average for Tom is not unlike him at all. And Nick not really doing well to punish. Tom trying to focus back up here. Great darts so far, but again, not able to put all the pieces together. Everybody who's participating in the chat, you have a few more minutes to lock in your votes in that poll there. And who you think is going to win this final? Nick able to find 60 there, able to keep them all in the same segment. Great darts. Not a great leg, but sometimes if you can just start to rat away points, chip away, find something, put those brief visits together. And man, both guys just struggling here. Nick, big opportunity. I've never seen, I don't think I've ever seen Tom actually hit a big round of 9 like that. Nick finding that big second dart, though. Looks like he's able to walk away with a considerable amount of points there. 87 punched in, so indeed so. Leaving himself 148 and first to an out. Tom Curtin, well, he's angry, folks. He's upset, and he's going to look to fill it up. Tom Curtin for the big 180, and he does find the big 180. Again, push comes to shove. This man has the answers, and he brings the force. Solid 1080 there from Tom Curtin. Nick Soldo looking to respond. 58 found, and he does find a single 20 there with that third dart. 78 scored will leave himself 70, but we're going to have to rely on 2 missed darts here from Tom. And again, looks like Tom really pushing that up to the double 20 segment. He pulls it inside, so opportunities here for Nick Soldo. 70 remaining. We'll try and go trip 10 up to single 20. And he pulls it just inside. Unlucky there. So no way home here for Nick Soldo. Tossing those darts to the side. Mistakes abound. Not even getting down to a single dart out. But Tom Curtin finding that double 5. Punishing those mistakes with no mercy. And Nick Soldo needing to walk away from that leg, knowing that he was close. Certainly not a great effort from both guys. Mistakes abound all the way down the board, so both guys needing to reset their minds, reset their arms, and get the darts that they're capable of playing underway. And looks like right into things here from Tom Curtin. 2 perfect darts. And he does find the second 180 of this game. Big, big opening round there from Tom Curtin. Nick Soldo looking to respond. Looks like Nick not able to find that big trip 20. So again, this guy's been here before tonight. I think it was the 5th dart that he failed on. Now it's the 4th. And Tom Curtin looking to try and walk away with at least a ton. Can only find 60. Unlucky visit there. Again, sometimes the adrenaline, the hype, the nerves, being even one visit in to a 9-dart leg. Man, it's exciting. I've actually been there myself. I was practically shaking when I went up to the board for that second visit. And, of course, it failed after that fourth dart, But it's a cool feeling. Can't even imagine how these guys do it time in and time again. Tom Curtin not able to find anything really worthwhile. But he's really been struggling tonight. Again, all guys, it just might be something in the air tonight. But I have a suspicion that the aura of Ron, the Dreamboat Sargent, not being here tonight is just putting the atmosphere and the energy of the room off a little bit. Ron, we miss you, and we hope that you're feeling better. Hope to see you next week. Tom able to just lock in and start finding these triple 20s right when he needed them. Will leave himself a Shanghai on those 20s. 120 remaining. Nick well back at 285. And these drop darts here into the 1s and 5 segments just not going to be doing him any favors. Can't even lock in a triple. Unfortunate round there from Nick Soldo, only finding 39. And Tom Curtin looking to blow up this 120 just below. Slight adjustment needed. Can't find it. So he will elect to stay. Oh, little bit of finesse here from the Emperor. Liking his options, but electing to leave himself that single dart. Got to respect it. First dart's found there from Nick Soldo. Still plenty of space up there. And he does find the solid 140, so it might be all for nothing, but even Tom Curtin respecting that effort. 1 dart needed. 2 darts needed. And it is indeed only 2 darts needed for Tom Curtin to find his way out of that leg. So slow start here for the Emperor, but things are well underway now. Tom Curtin just looking to keep this momentum going again. Not sure what he caught there in that opening leg, but seems to be lingering around a little bit. The frustration on display in full force, only walking away with 59. So opportunity here for Nick Soldo to really throw a wrench into Curtin's plans. That's a great guide, you feel. Goes a little high, wants to just skate it off that first dart, and again, can't find it. Darts clattering, sparks flying. But at the end of the day, after all the dust clears, only 30 is punched into that tablet, and Tom Curtin, perfect first. Perfect second. And the third dart, again, dropped down by those flights. So Nick under immediate pressure, already at risk of going. 3 legs down, 1 set down, 41 found. Tom looking to just do more of the same, wants to continue this heavy damage, finding that trip 18. Going across that trip 20 segment, does find the big 134. So great darts on display there from Tom Curtin. No mercy. Nick Soldo, unfortunately, still in the 400s. Finds a big trip 19, though. Wants to stay there. Will elect to stay regardless. And it looks like he does find 2 in that segment. 133 to follow. So again, if things were closer, it might be different. But Tom Curtin not in and out just yet. And we have seen some double trouble here from everybody, this man included. Able to lock in 96 to drop his score down to a very, very workable 72. 297 for Nick Soldo here. 19's really finding a home here. 2 found. Oh, Nick, come on, fill it up. Oh, he does find the big 171. And while it might be all for naught again, huge darts there to leave himself 126. Going upstairs for his favored double 20. Just high. So out of nowhere, Nick Soldo, opportunity 126. He will go on the 19s first. Wants the triple. And it won't go. He was electing to go for a triple 19 for a bullseye leave, but just not there. 3 darts at double 20 now for Tom Curtin. No corrections needed. More corrections needed, actually. So all over the place here. I believe it's 28 remaining, and he can't find the double 14. So around the world, around the block, Tom Curtin struggling to park his car in his own driveway. Nick Soldo, 69 on the board, finds the big trip 15. Looking for double 12. And he's just low. The disappointment on display was so close, but not out of the woods yet. Tom Curtin, double 7, quite tricky. Quite elusive. And he pinches it with that third dart. Never in doubt. Folks, never in doubt. Close leg there. Again, Nick Soldo with opportunities to take that, but Tom Curtin slamming the door. Slamming. Hopes and dreams of Nick mounting a comeback in that opening set. Looks like Nick does secure that trip 19 with that third dart, finding a very respectable 86 to lead off here, but Tom getting that first set done, doesn't want to really linger around with that type of form, but it seems like it's just coming back and haunting him here, only finding 41. Tom struggling to keep it consistent, leaning on his doubling prowess and finding those big 180s. I think he found 2 or 3 in that opening set. Nick finding a real comfort zone here on these trip 19s, just racking them up. 135 locked in there. So a spectacular set from Nick Soldo here, 70.55 to Tom's 71.8. Close game, close battle between both guys. Tom firing in the big hundo. Nick just wanted to keep this march steady as she goes. Trip will be very nice here. Doesn't find it. Sloppy third dart, unfortunately. Tom Curtin looking to try and find more trip 20s. Again, with 360 remaining, he just wants to keep him straight and steady, and that one just will not work. Third dart again, more problems. I think I like this short format. I quite enjoy it. Seems to cause a lot of trouble for the players, but as a viewer and a commentator, boy, is it fun. Anything can go wrong, anything can happen, and man, anybody can hit any crazy out and just might save a leg. You never know. Tom electing to go down to the trip 19s himself, going back upstairs. Finds that big triple 20 with that third dart. So 137 fired in there from Tom Curtin. Nick Soldo 196. Tom 169. No out, but Nick will still be under a lot of mental pressure to set himself up nicely. Not happy with that visit regardless. Hitting all big numbers. Tom, no way out. Only setups in the third dart, telling himself off there. Frustration starting to come through. Struggling abound. All you can really do at that point is just chuckle and just laugh at the situation, because sometimes, you know what, you can push as hard as you want. You can force the darts to try and go where you want them to, and they just will be disobedient. They won't listen. They'll go where they want to go. And unfortunately, this leg started off very strong, but now both guys walking around and exploring a little too much. We'd like to see them come home a little quicker here. Only finding 44. Tom shaking the head. Nick Soldo 95. Once an enthusiastic hooray for taking out 95. Goes for that single bull for 70. And he hits the big one. And again, just both guys not locked in here. Radar is off. A rock has hit the radar dish. So recalibration needed from both guys. Tom Curtin finding the big trip 19. Finding the 17. So he will be going upstairs. And he misses by just a little margin. Nick Soldo, opportunity to stop the rot. 14 found, 2 darts at double 20. Down to double 10. And again, just not able to calibrate when needed. Maybe too quick of a throw, not enough of a pause, but Tom Curtin dropping it just as much. Outside, needs to bring it inside. And he pierces that double 10 with that third dart. Sloppy ways from both guys, but the way has been true for Tom Curtin tonight. Leaning on his expertise, the doubling. Nick Soldo not too far behind. Again, opportunities have been there, but unfortunately just not the finishing. You cannot leave opportunities like that time after time for a guy like Tom Curtin. 79 found to kick things going off here. Nick Soldo finding that first one. Great first. Underneath there on that second one. Looks like he pulls that one just wide for 85. Perfect first start there for Tom Curtin. Nick at a real danger here. Going 2 legs down again. Down the barrel of a gun. If he can't pick up the pace in the scoring department here, Tom Curtin will look to run as fast as he can and not turn around. Minor adjustment needed here for the sure shot. Drops it into that triple 20 segment to find it, but again, being outpaced here. All aspects of this leg. First dart, perfect there for Tom Curtin. Going to stay up there. Second dart, clattering against that first one. Choosing to stay. No leave from 182. Maybe not the best decision with all those blockers in the way, but Nick all the way back at 3-3-3. Not too much to worry about. Does find the big ton with that third dart. Just tilting in at the last second. Nick doing his best to keep it close. Tom underneath on that first dart. Tom Curtin not sure if he was able to squeak that in there. That might be 55. Indeed it is 55. So first down to an out. 1-2-7. Nick Soldo 2-3-3. But first darts like that will cause problems. Only 6 found so far. 25 locked in. Still not on an out. Tom Curtin, 1-2-7. Gettable, but not half. Doesn't have to be. Not having to take this out right now is a big release of pressure here for Tom Curtin. He can just set it up as he sees fit, and indeed he does. The mathematical skills on display for the Emperor, leaving himself a pristine 40 for when he comes back after Nick's 3 darts. A little bit of a pause here, a little bit of a breath for Nick Soldo. He knows that this might be the last dart that he throws in this leg, and it's just not going. Frustration, frustration, frustration. Love Nick to death, but 179 is not something that he will be loving very much as Tom looks to punch out, and he does. Double 20 is found. So as quick as this game started, Nick Soldo, 1 set down, 2 legs down, needs to find his darts if he wants to stay alive here. Not able to get off the line reliably. 41, tripping up a little bit. Tom Curtin just wide on that first one. So problems again. Looks like he does indeed find that second dart, and he just gets denied on that third. I don't think I've seen Tom's darts play defense, as much as they have tonight. Nick looking to go down to the trip 19s, just going left, right. Can he find center? He does, but not the center that he was looking for. Only punching in 35. 418 left for Tom Curtin. Some unforced errors here from Tom Curtin. That opening dart has been a pretty tricky problem for him to try and solve tonight. The first dart just going, well, anywhere it really chooses here these past couple of games for Mr. Curtin. Great find there from Nick Soldo. Wants to find another, but pulls it well wide. So maybe just the draw is not as calm, not as consistent. The throw and the release from Nick Soldo looks to be pretty nice, but the draw and maybe not lining itself up in the same spot. Again, Tom Curtin finding that single 1 segment. We've seen this before, and I'm sure this has happened with everybody who is tuning in tonight, where you play a game of darts, and if you're evenly matched, man, some of your best darts start to come out, flow like water, but if it's really one-sided, or if you're not really being pushed as hard as you're used to being pushed, sometimes it just is a struggle to get anything going, and it seems to be the case here. Nick finding again a big ton there, but Tom really not under a lot of pressure and stress when you really consider the grander game that they're playing here in sets and legs. Still able to find a 97, so Nick, work to be done. 257 left. Certainly within range if he keeps throwing darts like that. Wants to drop it a little low, may even go down. Elects to stay with the big 140 found there. Awesome darts from the sure shot, leaving himself 117. So pressure now for Tom. Has the opportunity to walk away from this series 2-0. But darts like that will cause him to pause and think. Not the most impressive display from the Emperor. 117. I've seen this man take out similar ranged outs, but this one will not go today. Does find that big 60. And does find the big 20 after, so 85 scored. That is a great visit to leave himself double 16. Tom still well behind at 187. Oh, is he going to hit the 180 for 5? Oh, no, it's over. Only finding 80. 137 the target. Can only find 89, so you feel, for at least for pride, double 16, the sure shot. He wants it. Needs to bring it in. Walk it in, Nick. Walk it up, Nick. And he just can't find it. Unfortunate there, all over it. Opportunities abound, but Tom Curtin eyeballing 88. 21 punched in. Okay. 67 remaining. Finds the 17 for the bullseye. And he only finds the single bull, so back-to-back bullseye finishes not in the deck for the Emperor. Nick Soldo, double 4 needed. Nick going down to double 2. And again, just double trouble Somebody throw this man a rope. Try and save him. 9 found, double 8 needed, and he does find the double 8. So week 3, ladies and gentlemen, goes the way of Tom Curtin. Congratulations, Tom, on your win. Again, wow. Weekly champ. It's been close. Tom took the opening week. Joe took the second week, but the Emperor has reclaimed his throne. It's a fantastic game there against Nick Soldo. Nick battling hard. First leg was back and forth, trying to take advantage of Tom Curtin's slow start. But, again, if you look at the bracket here, reviewing the final results, Tom Curtin has marched his way through Berto Santos, Mark Rudge, and eventually Nick Soldo in the finals there. Both guys talking it out. Oh, man, you guys can't see him. I can see him. They're off to the right just barely. There's Joe. What a fantastic human being. But, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully that format change has made things a little bit more bite-sized, a little bit more manageable for everybody tuning in. Again, we recognize that the previous streams have gone very long. 5 hours of darts has well worn its course here at the WPL. We want to make things exciting, dramatic, and as close as they were tonight for the rest of the season. So we will continue this shorter format all the way through to the playoffs. Still undecided whether or not the playoffs will follow this similar format, but more to come that will be announced in the coming weeks here. Ladies and gentlemen, from everyone at the WPL, all the players, it has been a fantastic evening of darts. I wish you all a wonderful night, and I hope to see you all next week for weeks 4. Thank you very much, and good night.
Your belief is empty. Your belief is not gonna be alright. Your belief is empty. Your belief is not gonna. Your belief is empty. Your belief is not gonna be alright. Your belief is empty. Your belief is not gonna. Your belief is empty. Your belief is not gonna be alright. Your belief is empty. Your belief is not gonna. Your belief is empty. Your belief is not gonna be alright. Your belief is empty. Your belief is not gonna. Your belief is empty. Your belief is not gonna.